computer or mobile device. You can watch it on Roku, Amazon Fire TV devices, even YouTube. You can now watch SuperTalk TV live on C-Spire TV. We're on channel 70, right next to the Weather Channel. But if you've got a browser near you, take it to supertalktv.com. You'll see we're going to try something new and fun on this President's Day with our guest, Stafford Shurden. He's a recovering judge, farmer, restaurant owner, gas station cuisine connoisseur, but we're going to see how well or how much he knows about his president since it's President's Day. And I know, Will, you hate that you're not the one doing this because you are kind of like a history buff.
Oh, I don't want to embarrass myself in front of Will.
Well, don't worry. I know all the
Great
answers.
Bumper music for this, by the way. You're welcome. Check true or false.
Check true or false.
Right.
And so he does. He'll have a sign. We'll go a little slow. So if you want to see it over, you can just sit it like right in front of right near your face. Will be right in front of the video there, and see if you can answer it and yourself. You can go along with us here on Good Things. Okay, first question: true or false, Stafford? Abraham Lincoln was born in a log cabin. True or false?
I think it's true, but is this a trick question?
No, that one's true.
Okay.
See, we're doing good.
That was so easy, I thought you were trying to trick me.
I don't know what other kind of housing they would have had back then. Fun fact, though, my husband shares Abraham Lincoln's birthday. Not the same year, but the same day, February the 12th.
Cool.
So, okay, next question. If the president and the vice president meet Elvis, the Secretary of State would become president. True or false?
If they meet Elvis?
They die.
Oh. Yeah. I was like, is this something about Nick? Because I remember Nixon meeting Elvis. I thought we were going back.
If they transition to glory together.
I don't think that's true. I think it's false.
You're correct. False. The Speaker of the House is next in line. So if the president and the vice president eat dinner with Elvis, then the Speaker of the House is...
See, I'm looking for the trick question in all of this. So.
I'm not that smart. Okay. Woodrow Wilson was president during World War I. True or false?
Oh, my goodness.
You got it right!
I had to think for a minute there.
True. I knew none of these, by the way. I took the little quiz. I mean, I guessed. And I was like, but I knew none of them was like, yes, I would put money on it that I'm getting this right, which is sad because we should know this stuff, I think, which Will probably knows all of it. All right. Dwight Eisenhower was one of the most recent Army generals to become president. True or false?
True.
True. See, I don't even know when these people were president. Will, are you back there with just like all your trivia going
through?
Can
I have Will for phone a friend if I get in trouble?
You're doing pretty good. I'm pretty impressed. Okay. Ronald Reagan was born in California. True or false, Stafford?
Well, he was governor of California. I never thought about where he was born. Oh, man. I think false. I don't think he was born in California, but I don't know.
Correct. False. He was born in Illinois and moved to California as an adult.
To be an actor.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Imagine that. Look at you doing pretty good. Okay, since the end of the Civil War, only Democrats or Republicans have held the presidency. True or false?
I know FDR ran again, but as some other party, but I don't think he won. So I think that's true.
That is true. All right. If you're keeping along with us over at supertalktv.com, Donald Trump is the first president to have been divorced. True or false?
I honestly have no idea on that one. I'm going to say true.
False.
I have no idea.
Ronald Reagan was also divorced.
You know what? I did. I was Will. Where were you when I needed you, man?
I'm trying to read Will's facial expressions, but I just know he knows pretty much.
I really should have known that one. Because he has a son from another marriage. We forget.
Didn't know.
Right.
Couldn't have told you. I'm really not worried about our president's marital status, to be honest. But Franklin Roosevelt was Theodore Roosevelt's grandson. True or false?
I think that's false.
False. Franklin and Theodore Roosevelt were fifth cousins once removed. Very Mississippi lineage.
I was going to say, that sounds like my dad was one of 18, so I know the figure.
I think actually,
my granddad.
I think FDR was more closely related to his wife, Eleanor Roosevelt.
Stop.
Yes, than he was Theodore Roosevelt.
Well, it was Slim Pickens.
They were like second
Can I
cousins.
still make the Mississippi joke because of that?
I don't think she changed last names. I think she had the same last name.
Oh, wow. See, I
could be wrong about that, but I'm fairly certain.
We'll go. We'll let you roll with that one, Will. I mean, I guess it was slim. You know, towns were small back then. I guess. I don't know. Okay, George Washington was very short. He was only about 5 feet,
that's
4
definitely
inches tall.
false.
He was at least 6 feet tall and sturdy built. So they say.
Yeah,
But
they
you
say-
think, I mean, your first president is going to have like some kind of, like, you wouldn't want.
So I don't know
me.
how true this is, but supposedly Benjamin Franklin said he was literally heads and shoulders above everybody else. So he was bound to be leading the country, you know, something like that. Does that sound right, Will?
No, I don't think that's right.
Well, you couldn't be short and chop down a cherry tree, right?
Yeah, I think he was. I think he was pretty tall, right?
Well, that's
Yeah.
what I said. He was at least 6 foot tall and sturdy built. 4 out of 5 presidents were from Virginia. True or false?
I think that's false.
True.
Really?
Get this. Out of 45 men who have been or are president of the United States, a third, 15 of them came from just 2 states.
Wow.
8 from Virginia and 7 from Ohio.
I
It's
knew
like,
there was a bunch
what's
from Ohio, but
in
I didn't know
the
Virginia.
water in Virginia and Ohio. Okay, we're coming down to, I think this is the last one. Taft was the most recent president to wear facial hair as president. True or false? Things you don't think about.
True.
True, it is true. I'm thinking, why? I mean, what's wrong with a beard? Go back to Washington, 6 foot tall and sturdy built. He needed a beard.
They're in style. Maybe the next president, I don't know, because they're kind of in style now.
Mike from Grand Base says Eleanor and FDR were first or second cousins.
Yeah, that was her last. Her last name was Roosevelt.
You know, we are not here to judge other people's love lives, okay? But,
That's interesting. I had no idea.
you know, you keep Christmas small that way.
Wait, that's one way of looking at it.
Oh, talking about the counties. Okay, so if you could name all 82 counties of Mississippi, you're doing great. But apparently, lots of people like to use, or lots of states like to use presidents as names or as to name their counties. There's 3,143 counties in the United States. 298 of them are presidential names, and the top 5 of them are all we said here also in Mississippi. You have Washington County, Jefferson County, Jackson County, Lincoln County. That's the only one. Will says we're right on that one, so we'll give it to Will.
Yeah, it's where Brookhaven is.
And then, Lincoln. Okay, yeah. And then Dairy Farmers. And then Madison County. So I wonder if we're leaving any out. If you know of another presidential county that we have here in Mississippi, you can let us know on the C Spire text line. But we can't mention President's Day and have you hear Stafford from Drew and not mention the president who came to the Mississippi Delta for the Great Hunt.
Oh, Teddy Roosevelt, for sure.
Did y'all in the Mississippi Delta, were you just served up that story from the very get-go as a kid? Like, was it a kindergarten story for you guys?
I guess it was. You know, I'm in the more North Delta.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually pretty centrally located, and that happened more South Delta. Delta's a lot bigger place than people realize, but yeah, I don't remember not knowing that.
And if you don't know it, in 1902, President Theodore Roosevelt came to the Mississippi Delta to hunt black bears, and the legend goes that's where teddy bear came from, like the teddy bear you and I have today.
Teddy's bear. They wanted him to have a good bear hunt. What I understand. They wanted him to have a good bear hunt, so they caught a bear, tied it to a tree, and sure enough, they didn't have a good bear hunt. So they took him, and he says, "I'm not going to shoot this bear. It's too small." And it got in the papers, and they called the bear Teddy's bear. That's what I've always. Does that sound right?
That is, yeah.
Yeah,
I think
that's it.
which is mind-boggling to me to think too. I guess back in that time, the Mississippi Delta actually had like more forest and trees.
Oh, it was an absolute wilderness.
Just think of how it is now.
Well, and that goes back to why people in the Delta were kind of crazy, because you had to be kind of crazy to come there. It was an absolute wilderness early 1900s.
Adams County.
Adams, yeah.
Brenda mentions on the text line was also a county named after a U.S. president.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, think about it. When you're on the frontier creating counties and cities and all these things, you got to get inspiration from somewhere to name all these things. And back then, you didn't know what all the other states were doing. They were pulling from the same pool of names and things
For sure.
to sort of do then. And then you wind up with all these different, but still same, like counties and whatever. What county's Drew in?
Sunflower.
Sunflower. We need a sunflower president, I think.
I think so. I don't know whose last name is Sunflower, but
But that would make for that would at least make for that. I would enjoy seeing the presidential marketing campaign around somebody running who's Sunflower, last
Absolutely.
name or sort of first name. Alrighty, you guys stick with us. We got a little bit more left here with